Make this new school year an opportunity for your kids to learn important life skills with Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families where kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely, while parents keep an eye on kids' money habits. Greenlight also helps families get into their fall routine with a chores feature that lets parents assign chores and pay kids allowance when they check them off. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Spotify. Greenlight.com/Spotify.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, Mistakes to Avoid When Buying Insurance by Lisa Harrison of MadMoneyMonster.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Welcome back to Optimal Finance Daily, where I'm here with you each and every day to read from some of the world's best finance blogs. So with that, let's get right to today's article as we optimize your life. Mistakes to Avoid When Buying Insurance by Lisa Harrison of MadMoneyMonster.com. Buying insurance is not exactly the most thrilling way to spend your money, but the reality, however, is that insurance can be a crucial part of a budget. And it's possible there is too much at stake to go without it. It is simple to make a costly error when shopping for insurance, one that could lead to the loss of valuable possessions or the burden of unneeded costs on your regular budget. That's why it's important to know what the most common insurance mistakes are so you can avoid them at all costs. Listen on to find out more. Number 1, thinking you have enough insurance. The average American now has at least 2 insurance policies, and this can make them think that they don't need to think about their insurance, whether it's for a life insurance policy, a home insurance policy, or anything else. However, it's important to know exactly what each policy covers and to what extent. Are they still good enough? This is an important thing to think about, especially if your insurance policy is a few years old. You might, for example, have a policy that pays out a specific amount upon your death, and when you took out the policy, it was adequate. But what if you now have a more expensive house, bigger debts, or a family to take care of? Would that same policy still be enough? Ideally, you should do a policy review annually and keep up with industry trends to better adapt to your needs as they evolve. Number 2, waiting too long to buy life insurance. When it comes to your life insurance policy, waiting too long may be the most common mistake. In fact, young people with a lot of other financial responsibilities often put off buying life insurance until they have children, which may not happen until they're in their mid to late 30s or perhaps older. But age is one of the most important things that affect insurance premiums. In general, the younger you are, the less you'll pay for insurance. By waiting, you also risk getting a serious health problem before you buy, which would make your future premiums much more expensive, or make it so you can't get insurance at all. Number 3, deciding not to get insurance. Choosing to go without insurance in an effort to save money is a bad idea. Insurance that protects you against damage to your car and theft is a must. Insurance against burglary and fire is necessary whether you're a renter or a homeowner. Basic health insurance is also required. The cost of healthcare can quickly become insurmountable, leaving people without access to financial stability. Even with health insurance, many people have trouble paying for medical care, and going without coverage puts you at risk of bankruptcy in the event of a serious illness or injury. There are always policies you can find that will suit your budget, and getting cheap car insurance might not be a bad idea, and it could save you thousands of dollars if you were to get into an accident. Plus, car insurance is the law. Number 4, Opting for a high deductible. Insurance deductibles are a customizable feature for policyholders. This is the cost they must personally meet before their insurance company starts paying for damages. If a homeowner has a $500 deductible and a fire destroys their home, they'll be responsible for paying the first $500 out of pocket, and the insurance company will pay for anything over, for example. While it's true that high deductible coverage can save money overall, because the higher the deductible, the cheaper your monthly or annual policy payments will be, policyholders shouldn't ever raise their deductibles above what they can reasonably afford. Should a covered event occur and they're unable to cover their share of the damages, they may find themselves in a very difficult financial situation. Number 5, getting the wrong insurance. Having the wrong insurance could cost you money you don't need to spend. It's not necessary to purchase every sort of insurance there is if you're young and healthy, but it's important to consider your individual profile and risk before making any decisions. Also, read the fine print of any insurance policies you're considering purchasing. When the time comes to file a claim, you won't be taken aback if you know exactly what you were agreeing to when you joined up. You might also find that you're insured twice. That's not necessarily a problem, but if you're paying for something you don't need because you're already adequately covered, you might want to save some money. This mostly happens when people have some kind of insurance, often travel, but not necessarily, included in their bank account. It's a good incentive for banks to offer this kind of coverage, and many people don't realize it's there. This is another reason why carrying out an insurance review periodically can be useful. Number 6, buying unnecessary riders. Once a life insurance policy has been chosen, riders can be added to further customize coverage. This means you can get coverage for things that aren't included in your standard policy by paying an additional fee on top of your regular premiums. Total and permanent disability coverage is an example of a rider. If an accident or illness leaves you unable to return to work, this rider will help pay the bills. However, not everyone needs a rider, and buying one could be costly. In order to maximize the benefits of the enhanced protection, you should first assess your needs and only then get the appropriate coverage. And number 7, not comparing prices for a new policy. You should compare prices for any insurance policy, whether it's a brand new policy or you want to renew an existing one. This is something that needs to be done every few years. If you move to a new policy, you can save money. Make sure you shop around to get the best price, but always check that you're paying for what you need. You don't want to make the mistake of being underinsured. You just listened to the post titled Mistakes to Avoid When Buying Insurance by Lisa Harrison of MadMoneyMonster.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary.
The IKEA Business Network is now open for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Join for free today to get access to interior design services to help you make the most of your workspace, employee well-being benefits to help you and your people grow, and amazing discounts on travel, insurance, and IKEA purchases, deliveries, and more. Take your small business to the next level when you sign up for the IKEA Business Network for free today by searching IKEA Business Network.
Whoa. Landing an account this big will totally change my landscaping business. It's gonna mean hiring more guys and more equipment and new trucks for the new guys to drive the new equipment in. I don't know if I'm ready.
You can do this, and Ford Pro FinSimple can help. Our experts are ready to make growing pains less painful for your business with flexible financing solutions that meet the needs of your business today when you need them. Get started at fordpro.com/financing.
I recently got some advice about shopping for insurance from a new friend in my local Choose F.I.R.E group, who's a regional operations manager for a national insurance provider. Insurance, just like personal finance, is highly personal, so it can be difficult to come up with the right strategy if you're only considering general rules of thumb. Most insurance agents advise people who have no savings or emergency fund, so their recommendations on insurance are going to reflect that. It's important to determine for yourself what kind of deductible you can handle, and if you really need full coverage on your car, assuming you own it outright and don't have a loan. She also offered some insight on how insurance is sold. It's either through exclusive agents that work with one provider, directly from the provider online, or through independent agents that have access to multiple providers. If you don't need advice and you know exactly what coverage you need, going direct to a provider might be the best option because this is how you're going to get the best rates. But if you need help navigating the landscape, an independent agent could add some value here. Just make sure they're willing to talk to you and understand your situation and needs, as many agents are very transactional. What's good to know about independent agents is that they aren't all created equal. They may say they can shop around for you, but sometimes they work with providers that require them to send the bulk of their policies to that one provider in order to keep their contract. This results in agents having bias and preference on what policy they'll recommend. So if you're going to go with an independent agent, it's beneficial to talk to multiple people. But that'll do it for today. Thank you for being here every day and listening. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.